Playing fast is so fun and it's impressive and it makes you sound like a pro. But if you don't play accurately, if you don't stay in control while you're playing, you're gonna sound like a disaster. So how do you develop speed at the piano while staying in control? I've got some exercises that are really gonna help with this, and I've got some points to go along with each exercise to help you learn to play fast while being in control. The third one is my absolute favorite, but these are all going to be very helpful for you. So before we begin, the first thing you need to know is that you have to start slow. This is a universal rule. If you don't start slow and take the time to build up the memorization in your muscle memory and in your brain for these exercises, you're not going to do well at them. So keep that in mind as we go. The first point I want to look at with you is setting up your fingering. If you can get ahead of the game in terms of your hand setup, you're going to be able to play much faster. Here's what I mean. The C scale, or any scale, is a perfect way to practice this. You don't want to be tripping over your fingers or your thumbs as you're playing. When you're playing a C scale, we've got that tuck after the third note, and it requires sort of a reset of the hand. And that's where the magic lies. When you can reset your hand quickly so you don't have to think about where your fingers are going to be lining up, you're going to be able to play really quickly. So I can go like that's pretty fast. If I don't have that tuck set up, if I'm slow here, I'm going to be slow through my scale and inconsistent. So work out those little fingering changes so that you can develop the speed. Same goes with the left. I don't have to think about the first 5 notes, then I have that sort of crossover. So this pivot point needs to be ready to roll. There's no stopping. I just keep going. So work out those little fingering changes, practice that from slow to fast, and you'll be able to play scales and other exercises really, really quickly. Next, we want to look at your wrist and finding the strong beat to help you maintain speed and control without getting tired or fatigued. So let's look at a really popular hand-in exercise. If you've been playing the piano, you've probably come across an exercise similar to this, and it ties in our previous point of setting up the fingers as well, so this is great. I'm going to start on C. I'm going to go the span of an interval of a sixth. So I'm going to go from my first finger to my 5th finger, which is a 6th, and then I'm going to rotate to the 4, 5, 3, 5, 2, 5, and then I'm going to reset, because when I did the 6th, my thumb kind of came back here to hover. Now it's on D, and I'm going to stretch up and repeat the pattern like that, as far as I want to go. So the trick here is all in the wrist. If I keep a lovely little rotation in the wrist, see how I'm kind of tipping back and forth? It takes the energy and some of the effort out of the finger, so you're not going to get tired. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and focusing on that strong beat, the 1, gives me a point to focus on. That's where I'm headed next. So it keeps you moving without losing your consistency. If you're playing crazy rhythms, if you're not staying on the beat, right, you're out of control and it's not going to sound good. You want to sound pro when you're doing this. So use a metronome. I'm going to tap so I can just show you. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and like that. Finding that strong beat is so helpful. So wrist, find the strong beat, let it be your guidepost to where you're headed next. And then finally, my favorite exercise. This is based off of a pentatonic scale. It's a little bit complicated, but it's a great way to practice my next point. You need to be deliberate. You need to commit to the notes, and you need to be deliberate with each note you play as you practice. They each count. If you start here, you'll get to a place where you're able to play them that fast. Feels so great. But to get there, this is what it looked like. So slow, thinking about each and every single note that I was about to play, leaning into the keys, allowing myself to press firmly so I could really commit this to my muscle memory. From that point, I began to gradually develop speed. It took me weeks and weeks to get this, by the way. So if you want to practice this one at home, it's based off the pentatonic scale. You got a C, a D, an E, a G, and an A. Those are the only notes we're going to be playing. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 5, because I'm playing 5 notes at a time. Then my thumb is going to go where my second finger was. I'm gonna repeat the notes I've already played and add one to the top. And I'm just gonna keep sort of juggling them that way until I get back to where I started. So my fingering is 1, 2, 3, 5, 1, 2, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 5, 1, 2, 4, 5, 1, 2. You could do 2 or 3 here. 1, 2 or 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 5. So once you get that, it gets really, really fast. So those are some ways that you can develop your speed and your accuracy at the piano. I promise it's magical. The more you do this, the easier it gets and the faster you'll become. So pick an exercise, commit to playing one of them for like 5 minutes a day for a total of 2 weeks, and you will be amazed at how much faster and accurate you become. Comment below to let me know how it goes. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day.